Hello everyone, welcome to this video on our paper Speculative Data Work and Dashboards, written by myself, Michael Hockenhull, and Marisa Leavitt Cohn from the IT University of Copenhagen. In this paper, we build on research from CSCW, HCI, and STS on the increasing use of data, its infrastructures, and visualizations within organizations to explore data use in a Danish public sector organization. We argue that an overlooked aspect of this work can be called speculative data work, with reference to research on speculation and data work respectively, and analyze its nature and the tensions it creates within the organization. Furthermore, we draw from speculative design research to explore the notion of a speculative dashboard as a design concept to allay or channel such speculative data work into more cooperative forms and better systems. The paper, the context of the paper is, as said, a Danish public sector organization where we set out to follow a project to innovate the organization using data and atypical employment profiles. It was a workplace ethnography which took place over 18 months. We did 10 formal interviews and a number of more informal ones, of course. We used grounded theory to look at the material and took an approach of iterative interpretation through coding and memoing of the interview material, ethnographic jots, and other field notes. And we developed this into the themes and particularly certain tables in the paper which provide the insight into the concept. The organizational diagram is placed here on the right-hand side of the video, and particularly our fieldwork took place in certain local units in the organization and in certain central units. Furthermore, we developed or performed a design exercise where we tested the concept of speculative dashboards together with IT professionals, and you can see some examples of those like hand paper drawn or computer-based dashboards that were generated from that exercise. Speculative data work as a concept refers to the work of speculating with, on, and about data. And on the right-hand side here, you can see one of the tables we developed to explore what this concept means. This concept builds on research on data work and data valences in particular, and it came about by analyzing how speculative data work is involved in defining the validity of data, the affect it produces, its valences, and other kinds of data work, as highlighted here on the table. It was also analyzed in relation to different groups of the organization, as is shown here in the columns. And particularly, we identify how it leads to organizational tensions based on the kind of central speculation that each group performs relative to their experience with working with data. Speculative dashboards, on the other hand, was a design concept we developed in working with IT professionals as a kind of speculative design exercise. It consisted in hacking the genre of dashboards, the popular visualization format often used in business intelligence software, and to instead create a dashboard for speculating by juxtapositioning different kinds of data than you would normally use in an organization, and to provoke a situation in which we suggested collaborative use of data across an organization. It's an early prototype, but we imagine it to be either an exercise that you can do together as a team to think about or speculate on different kinds of data, or as an actual infrastructure to develop a prototype. This is an example of one such speculative data or speculative dashboard, which shows the juxtaposition of, on the one hand, qualitative social media feed on the left side of the frame versus more quantitative representations of data, such as heat maps or network graphs. In conclusion, the paper sets forth an empirically grounded concept denoting speculative work surrounding data, and points out how this causes organizational tensions. And on the other hand, it develops the notion or the design concept of a speculative dashboard developed together with IT professionals, which tries to hack this popular genre and provide an opportunity to channel speculative data work. In future work, we want to better qualify this concept, develop the speculative dashboard prototype through participatory design, and test it in an organizational setting. Thank you very much for your attention.